Dave, the way you all look tonight, I mean, yeah, you've had games where you play teams going off back-to-back. It seemed like tonight there was a consistent need to kind of take advantage of them coming off that. Like, what was the conversation about continuing to be aggressive and work to try to tire them out even more?
I mean, we didn't really talk a whole lot about that. You know, we knew they played last night, so that's, you know, obviously we want to try to put some miles on them. We were, we were able to do that through parts of the first two periods. They still had enough jump for a push at the start of the third, but we stayed with it. We got a couple great saves, at the right time in the third period by Driegs, and then we took advantage of, they were pushing and aggressive. So I think we have 3 breakaways in the third period, plus almost another one. I think Spronger had a clean one, Gordo, Donato. So we worked hard and defended, and were able to take advantage of some of those opportunities.
Chris and Ryan had said the response in the third after Dallas made it a 1-goal game showed improvement from the team because it wouldn't have been the way that they responded earlier in the year. What did you like about how they held their calm and composure?
The guys just, nobody was, there wasn't too much adrenaline flowing on the bench. It was just, let's just take care of the next shift, and that's all you can do at that point in time. And, we went out and confidently did that.
The penalty kill looked as good as it's looked all year, not just because of the shorthanded goal, but before that, and even on the second kill, it seemed like the Kraken had more scoring chances than the Stars did.
Well, we had, in the second period, our best 3 scoring chances likely were on the PK. Canner's goal early in the hockey game was a huge one for us, and really, ignited us. So that side of it is great, but if you don't get the kills, it doesn't matter. And we got the kills, and that's, there's a little mojo developing there on the PK, and you just gotta keep pushing, right? And that's right from, I look at our PK and we're getting some clears off face-offs. We're getting some good up ice pressure. And once we're in the zone, we're not spending too much zone. We're finding better pressure points, and we're getting our clears, so we're not in the zone too long.
How much does that attacking edge that you guys have brought to your penalty kill kind of help push the unit in that direction? It seems like when you guys have gotten a little bit more out and moving on the offensive end, even in those penalty kills.
Yeah, it's been a good change for us over the last couple of months, and it takes a little bit of time to develop some rhythm and some chemistry, and you live by the sword, you die by the sword. If you're a little bit late on your pressure, it ends up either in a great chance and a goal, or a great chance and a save. And we've gotten a couple saves in those situations recently, and that's allowed us to to find our rhythm with our pressure and be more in sync. And tonight we saw that. We did a good job up ice on entry, pushing things to the outside. Not to say that they didn't have their looks and their opportunities, but the signs are there, and they're good signs.
Even the third, you mentioned the breakaways and the on-man rushes. Going into that period, with their active D, you probably knew they were going to be pinching and pushing. Were you guys talking about that ahead of time? Look for where those chances are there?
Well, mostly we were, we felt like those chances would be there as long as we defended well and as long as we took care of the puck. That was in the second period. That was part of our problem. Is they track so well on their side of the red line, and they track all the way back to their net. So whenever you try, something through a seam that's really not there, like they've got bodies and they've got sticks, and they're outstanding in transition, and they turn that on you. And they did that to us in the second period. So that was the one big thing that we wanted to make sure we didn't do in the third, is feed their transition. You talk about defending well, and then, automatically you're going to look for that, for that quick transition. And, our guys did a good job of, pushing on possession and finding those opportunities. They don't just happen. You got to read possession, you got to go, and then somebody's got to make the play to get it there, and we did that.
Some of those things that you and your staff have done with Colts, I mean, like, you have a development background with college. I mean, same thing with Paul, the OHL, and Jay, the AHL. So what are those things that you guys can do with young players, and how does that work given there's less time to do that at this level compared to like those lower, more developmental levels.
Yeah, it really speaks to, the group, and the staff in Charlotte and what, and how they worked with them. It really speaks to, Lindy, listening to some of the messages that we gave him as he went up and down, and work at those areas. But, there's also just finding a comfort level. He's a pretty good player, and there's a lot of room to work and grow, and some areas of his game that he needs to solidify. But the key thing is he's working at it. The hard parts of the game he's working on. The play on the wall, decision making in tight areas. The offensive side is coming, and that's it's nice to see. Not only did he have scoring chances tonight, he set up. You look at the play that he made to Gordo in the second period. That was just a nice touch and good timing. So that offensive side to his game, looks to be there. It's the other pieces to be a good two-way forward in this league. It's a lot of work, and it's a work in progress. But he's talked about it the other night. He's making a lot of positive strides.
Dave, I think you've got 9 or 10 games left, including the night against teams that are either in the playoffs or sort of on the cusp of the playoffs. Is this last month a great learning opportunity for you about how these guys respond to playing against teams that are pushing for the playoffs and being able to project that forward?
Yeah, it is. I mean, first and foremost, it's about winning. That's the core of it. The second piece of it is, growing as a team and really continuing to build what the work ethic and the competitiveness and the expectation is. And then the third piece is, there's a lot of guys in the lineup that have opportunity. That doesn't, you look at it and it doesn't mean that they're going to be part of things 6 months down the road, but there's opportunity. And I've been impressed by the work ethic of our team. How together that we've been able to play with a lot of the changes, and some of the individuals that have stepped forward and are proving themselves and doing good things night after night. So we want to continue that. It's a busy month. We got a long month in front of us, but let's try and have some fun. Let's play our asses off and win hockey games and have some fun together while we do all of those things.
Thanks, Dave.